I was going abroad with Cultural Care, an au pair exchange program, and only 3 months after applying, I was sitting on a plane to New York City, and I was becoming an au pair in New Jersey, in Tenafly, and I was taking care of 2 kids, 10 and 11, and I had a lot of free time, so for the first time ever, I had the time to figure out what I really want to do, what I want to learn, and I had the guts to try out new things, and that's when I found my passion for photography. So I decided to save all my au pair checks and buy a camera. From that moment on, I always had it with me when I went into the city, and I was walking around in New York City, sometimes with au pair friends, sometimes all by myself. But even when I was alone, I was never alone because I had my camera with me. So it happened one day that I was walking around and I found a photography school, a very nice and small little place. So I decided to look it up online, and I found out that the classes were affordable. So I took a 9-week introduction to photography class. And the great thing about the school and the classes were that besides having like little tasks to do every week, you were also able to work on your very own project. And for the first exhibition, I decided that I wanted to work on the project flea markets, because that was another thing that I found that I really like. And New York City has great flea markets. I spent every weekend at flea markets, and it was the first exhibition. And it was really a great experience, because at the exhibition I was able to invite my friends and all the people I met during the au pair year. And I liked it so much that I decided to take a second class. And the second class was almost at the end of my au pair years. So the second project I called Frame It. I took pictures of my favorite spots in New York City through an old frame. And so I had the frame in the left hand, and I was holding the heavy camera in the right hand, and sometimes my hands were shaking, and people thought they have to help me by holding the frame, and I always had to explain to them that it's really important to me that I hold this frame, I take the picture, because it was my personal way of saying goodbye to the city and to this wonderful year. And when the time came to leave New York, I was really sad. I cried weeks in advance, and I really didn't want to leave. New York City was really special for me. I started every day driving by the skyline, and it was a noisy and very vibrant city, but I really got used to it. Then it was time to fly back home, and my brother picked me up from the airport, and we drove home to my parents' place, which was a small village in South Burgenland, and it was like quite the opposite to New York, very calm and not a lot of traffic. Everything was small. You didn't pass a skyline, but you were driving behind a tractor, and I really missed New York, and I still miss it, and that was the hardest part. Coming back was the hardest part for me.